So you've been thinking about buying a home in the Sarasota area, and like most people, you start off online, you're looking, you're researching, you're comparing, you're contrasting, and you're getting pretty excited. But then sometimes what your expectations are based on what you see online, and then when you start looking at homes in person, comparing locations, just everything about each property, then sometimes reality sets in and there may be a little bit of disappointment or just a learning curve. Maybe you're anticipating that. So in this video, I want to share with you 4 homes that have recently sold for around $600,000. We're going to take a look at each home. We're going to talk about what brings value to one home over another. They're all just a little bit different, and I hope this will help you as you start to digest the things that you're looking at online as you're doing your research. Hi, I'm Jill Thomas. I'm a real estate agent here in Sarasota, Florida. I work in the Sarasota Bradenton areas. I'm right around here, and each week I bring new videos about real estate in our area. And then of course I like to talk about the Sunshine State and what it's like to live here. So if you've been thinking about maybe coming here, leaving here, buying, selling, whatever it is, then this might be a good channel for you to subscribe and follow. All right, here we go. Here's 4 homes that have recently sold for around $400,000. Now, I'm going from the oldest built home to the newest built home just to kind of keep things in perspective. I think that will help. And please know, I was neither the listing agent nor the selling agent. I didn't work with the buyer or the seller on these transactions. So other agents were involved in the process. Okay, everybody, here we go. Here's our first of 4 homes that have sold around $600,000. Now, if you have yet to see one of my videos like this where I do a screen record, I do the best I can with this. I like to point out some things. The first property, I'll go a little slower in pointing things out and doing some explanation. And then as I get to the other homes, I'm going to go a little faster. So this first one might be just a smidge longer. So here's house number 1, 4242 Francis Bacon Lane in Sarasota. Now, the name Francis Bacon definitely caught my attention because it's such an unusual name. Now, it's not uncommon here in our area to have streets named after golfers or people that are related to kind of like this lifestyle. But Francis Bacon was a little different, so I did look it up. And just so you guys know, I have a cheat sheet right over here that I might reference on occasion, just so I can stay on track here with what I want to tell you about each home. But Francis Bacon is was born in 1561, and he's a former High Lord Chancellor of Great Britain. Now, what does that mean exactly? I don't know. I stopped reading after that, but I just was curious to see who that was. So Mr. Bacon, here we go. So Francis Bacon Lane here in Sarasota. Now it is in the community of Bentry Village, which is out east. I'll pull that up on a map in a second. Now this home sold in December 8th of 2022 for $615,500. It was originally listed at $625,000. The home is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, built in 1977. Now over here is the square footage, heated air, total air. Now for whatever reason, this agent did not put in the total air, but let me explain the difference between the two. Heated air is really what's under air, what's being air conditioned, because we don't really turn our heat on too much. I did a couple weeks ago for a day or two. So 2,615 is all of the living space in the bedrooms. Total area is going to include anywhere else where there's a roof line, whether it's a garage, a carport, the front porch, the lanai, anywhere where there's an actual roof line. So that's the difference. And the total area on this home was 3,325 square feet. This house does have a swimming pool. So right here it says pool private. Sometimes it'll say private and community, or just community or none, and we'll see those differences here in just a second. Right here we have ADOM and CDOM, actual days on market, cumulative days on market. So the actual days is the days that it was active. So it was 14 days on the market. Cumulative days would include both when it was active and then maybe when it was pending, or if a home goes on and off the market a couple of times for some reason, maybe an owner pulls the house off the market for a little bit to get some work done on it, or maybe it went pending a couple of times and came back on. So that's where you're going to see that's what those numbers mean. Actual days on market, cumulative days on market. All right, the HOA dues here in this part of Bentry is $375 a year, so $31 a month. Typically an HOA at this price point is going to charge you annually for that, I think we can assume. And then what's really special about this house is lot size. Right here you'll see 16 358, over 16,000 square feet. Now, when I talk to customers, I usually reference the lot size in square footage, but a lot of times when people come down from up north, they're like, no, Jill, I want you to say like half an acre, quarter of an acre. So this one is 0.38 of an acre. So, pretty good size lot there really for our area. So that's fantastic. And I'll show that to you just in a moment on a map. A couple other things about this house. Roof is new. It was put on right before it sold in 2022. So that's awesome. And then the AC is from 2018. So those important elements are updated, which is really great. So now let me share with you a little bit about Bent Tree. And then when I do these other pop-ups, you're going to lose my face, but that's okay. You don't really care to see me. It's going to be all about the property. Okay, and just so you guys know too, of course, my lawn guy is out there right now working on things, and so he's going to be coming by with the weed eater in a second, so if you hear that. So here's Bent Tree. It's farther east from I-75. So here we've got I-75 going north and south. This is Bee Ridge going east and west. So you come all the way out here, and it's great. It's a good proximity, straight shot out to the beaches. Downtown Sarasota is right there. So there's a lot of value with that. And because out east here, things are just blowing up. So, there's more grocery stores and everything coming on out here. And Bent Tree is a really cute neighborhood. There is a section of newer homes in here. This, of course, is in the older section. And there is a golf course here, but you're not required to join. So that's really great. So what I do want to show you is the lot. Look at this. You come down here, Charing Cross Road, Francis Bacon Lane. What a huge lot. It's got a little bit of a water view, which we're going to see in just a moment with the pictures, but look at how valuable that is to have such a large lot. Some of these other lots are a lot bigger, but not all of them in the neighborhood. Some of them are, this one's a little bit smaller. So you got a little bit of everything out there in Bent Tree, but I think it's a kind of a cute area. I like it out there. If you've watched many of my videos, I do enjoy newer homes, but I kind of am a sucker for the older homes too, because there's always a little bit of character with those. So I think that this is really, kind of a great little neighborhood. So now let's jump over to some photos. Oh, and let me mention too, before I get into this, that they do have a really good HOA website, benttreevillagehoa.com. So if you want to see more information about the neighborhood itself, check that out. Okay, so here's the exterior of the home. And what I'll do too is kind of walk you through some of these things to help you see pros and cons of a house. So you can see with all these angles, definitely, this is a 70s home here. And sometimes you'll see this in the 80s as well with all these different roof lines. So that's pretty incredible. But they pavered the driveway. I love the circular driveway. I think that's fantastic as well. Lots of space for parking. Oh, one thing I did want to look up is to see if this house was wood frame or block. So before call it quits on this house, we're going to look that up. So we come in, definitely kind of funky. You can tell they cleaned it up, probably replaced carpet to list the home, maybe painted. But look at this. That's kind of cool. I think somebody with a creative mind could really do something special with that. And what a great focal point. You can see in here too that they've worked on updating the kitchen at some point. We still have fluorescent lighting up here. That's very common from the 70s and 80s around here. Not unusual for people to rip this out and do something different with it. But you can see now the ceiling got a little bit lower in this area. They've got the duct work in there. Contractor could tell you whether or not all that could be ripped up and the ceiling could be, gone a little higher there. But they got some newer appliances there. They got some older ones as well. Now my dog is barking. So here's maybe a living room. Oh yeah, attached to the kitchen. So carpet, standard bathroom here. Probably a half bath or powder bath. Now we've got lower ceilings again. I can't figure out if those are popcorn ceilings or not. I think that they are. You can see it's you can see the shadows in there. For some reason, they've got a hot water tank, a small one over here. So maybe because of the size of the house, maybe sometimes owners will want to put in a secondary one just so they have more heat in their bathroom. A lot faster, the hot water. Original cabinets here, you can see. I call this house vanilla for sure because everything's like cream, white color. It's kind of hard to get, some perception on some of this, but I like it that they open up the closets for the photos. That's pretty great. So you can see there's an air handler inside right there. Sometimes they're in a closet, sometimes they're sitting in the garage, sometimes they're suspended from the ceiling of the garage, and sometimes they're up in the attic, as it is in my house. So here's some stairs. I think that's beyond my comfort level for stairs. It'd be interesting to see how they feel walking up. So bedroom upstairs, apparently. Another bathroom up here. This was a 3-2, yeah. They're probably using this bedroom as an office. Now look at that. That is interesting. Funky stuff for sure. Laundry inside, that's nice. Pretty average size garage. You can tell it's not very wide because with these pavers or something over here, I've seen them where it's like the wall or starts right after the garage door ends, but get popcorn. But it looks like it might be long. It's hard to tell with the photos sometimes, but you know, there's little things you can look for to give yourself an idea of the space. Oh, see, there's another hot water tank. So they're pretty small hot water tanks out here. And look at, they've got this outdoor sink or the basin, and then a safe. All right, here's the pool area. I think this is a really nice outdoor setting. So you can see you've got really decent covered space. That's what I always look for, is how much covered space do you have around a pool versus uncovered? At least this is an older style cage, but at least it's nice and tall. I like that. Beautiful view, as we saw when we were looking at the map, that it is on water. It's not unusual, let me go back one picture, if there is, when you're looking at homes, especially older homes, if there's some cracks here in the pool deck, hairline cracks, that's typical. But look at all these windows. I bet the lighting in this house is fantastic. Look at that, that's lovely. Now, something like this is something you guys need to look out for when you're looking at homes. Do you see this right here? This is a seawall. So if you were looking at buying this house, you'd need to ask, who's responsible for that? Because if it starts to crumble, that's pretty expensive to get those repaired or replaced. Here you can tell it just goes down. Would there be gators in this lake? Yeah, probably at some point. And there we go. So here it is. Look at that lovely view. I think when we looked at the map, it was facing south. So that's nice too. Now let's look at, I want to show you exactly what, oh, there we go. My face popped back up. Yeah, so it is facing south. And then let's look to see what its exterior wall, wood siding, horizontal or vertical structural wood, and or steel studs. So this house is definitely a wood frame house. So for some of you guys who don't like that, then, you know, we would avoid that. And then down here, flood zone X, that's the least risky flood zone. If it's A, AE, something like that, then you want to, you know, consider that and find out maybe how much insurance would be on that if you can without an elevation certificate. But X, you know, is the least risky. So there we go. So here we are, Francis Bacon. This is our second house, built in 86. So we went from the 70s now to the 80s. The address of this home is 4038 Kingston Terrace. We're still in Sarasota. It's in a community called Gulfgate East. And I actually did a video about the Gulfgate areas because there's actually a few neighborhoods in Sarasota with the name Gulfgate in it. And so sometimes people get confused which neighborhood is which. So if you want to check out more about Gulfgate East, go to episode 111, and that should give you a lot more insight. But this home, like we said, built in 1986, is sold for $592 back just in January of 2023, so not too long ago from the time I'm recording this, and it was originally listed at $624,900. So as you can see, our offers are not going way over list price like they once were. Sometimes they're still right at list price or close to it, or you know, maybe you can get a few dollars off of that. This home is a bit bigger, 4 bedrooms, 3 baths, does have a private pool, as we see right here, Gulfgate East, nor the last neighborhood we were talking about. And so they do have their own pool here. The under air heated is 2,257, total area 3,022. Remember, that includes your garage or carport and any of your other covered spaces, front, back porch, lanai, what have you. Not the cage though, but just if there's a roof line. The HOA dues here are $240 a year, so pretty reasonable, not too shabby at all. And then the lot size, now we're about half the size, 8,800 square feet or 0.2 acres. And let's see, what else did I come up with this? Oh, AC is from 2018. The house was actually replumbed in 2016. The roof is from 2010, so it's 13 years old now. So with insurance, he should still be okay for, a few more years at least. And then the AC though is a little old. It's from 2000, so might still be ticking or maybe not. Sometimes I talk to people and if an air conditioner is 7 years old, they're like, oh no, it's gonna die any day now. Like it's gotta get replaced. Like there's no value, and they want to take piles of money off the house because of the AC. But sometimes those air conditioners can last a pretty long time. Now, actually down here it says HVAC 2018. I pulled permits. I looked at the permits for that, so I'm not sure. There could have been an error with, I just realized that right here it says that. There could have been an error with the permitting, or maybe they didn't get a permit. I can't say for sure one way or the other. So that's why, I would say all the time in listings, trust but verify. So, sometimes people put a lot of stock of what's written in a listing, and the listing agent's often going off of what the seller says, and maybe the seller's just mistaken. I've talked to a lot of sellers who think, oh no, it's like this or it's like that. And if I pull permits, I go, well, pull a permit. Oh yeah, I did. Okay, well, the last time this was done was this such and such year. Oh, you know what? Yeah, you're right. And so it's just ignorance. I'm not saying that people are trying to be sneaky, but trust but verify. Okay, so that's always my mantra there. All right, so now let's look at the map. So Gulfgate East is a really great location. I'm gonna pull it back. So this is Clark right here. Or State Road 72, we don't call it that though as a local. Here is Bee Ridge Road, and our last community there, Bentry, was all the way over here. Now look how much closer we are to everything. Oh my gosh, this is fantastic. So we are in Gulfgate East. So here's Beneva Road, here's Clark, and Kingston Boulevard is the main drag in Gulfgate East. You come in, but it's all the way in the back, so that's nice because you're not, near the front. But it's just a cute neighborhood. There's sidewalks and everything. Like I said, check out episode 111. Got video of the neighborhood that I drove around and got some. I remember it was raining kind of actually hard when I did it. But anyway, what's lovely about this is right here, if you come out this way, come out Clark, here's the South Bridge to Siesta Key. Boom, you're right there. 41, again, not far from downtown. Up this way, not far from I-75 right here. Clark is loaded with shops, restaurants, whatever you want. It's fantastic. And if you want to go farther south, then I-75 is backed up, or if you just want a really pretty drive, here's Honore Avenue right here. Runs north and south. It goes all the way up to University, way up here, and it goes all the way down to Venice. Great location. And I'm actually going to talk about Honore again here in a bit with the next two neighborhoods. So keep that in mind that you can drive this all the way to University and down to Venice. And so it's a nice, beautiful, lovely cut through. Sometimes it's getting busier now because other people are taking advantage of it, but I really like that. All right, but you guys want to look at pictures. I know that. So here we are, Kingston Boulevard, Gulfgate East. Again, these angular roofs, really typical of, the 70s and 80s. And look how this roof extends out from the window, and they've got these little holes in the roof. And it's not unusual if people have plants and trees that pop up from there. But you can tell they really worked hard to manicure this lawn, to prep it for sale. So that's nice. Oh, I love it that they, lead with a pool picture. So we've got pavers out here at the pool area. We've got flat cage here. It's elevated a bit, so we'll see. Sometimes pictures are deceitful. Again, sort of plain, a little dated from the 80s. I would assume this is original tile, original cabinet work. We had a wood-burning fireplace. But again, we've got these vaulted ceilings in the living rooms. And I did a video about homes built in the 80s, and so it's not unusual, just like that other house that we talked about in Bentry, that in the living areas, the ceilings are going to be higher, but in the other areas, they're going to drop down to an average size. But look, they're getting smarter here in the 80s. They've got an outlet in the middle of the room, which is awesome. That's so functional and practical. I love that. Our dining area. Oh, another fireplace. Wow. Okay, original kitchen cabinets. You can tell they upgraded the appliances here. Again, we've got these fluorescent lights. They're everywhere. But if you got a good handyman in, they can help you try to work that through if you wanted to update that look a bit. Now, my question is that part of the kitchen or is that a wet bar? No, that's part of the kitchen because that's the sink and the dishwasher. In some of these areas, it's not unusual to have other little wet bars and dry walls kind of sprinkled throughout the house. Here they've got newer flooring, but again, nice vaulted ceiling in the owner's bedroom. I love that. Makes it feel so big. There is room here if you wanted to do double sink. I don't think that would be terribly difficult. Got a garden tub. Okay, so look out here. Here's a window. They probably keep that open because again, they've got these little walls or courtyards out here. So it's, talk about fantastic natural light when you're getting ready in the bathroom, and you could do some beautiful flowers or different things out there. It just feels so, I don't know, outdoorsy, just nice and tropical. I love it. Again, they're doing a good job with having those doors open to the closets. All right, here's another bedroom. Here's some laminate flooring. You can tell that was probably earlier generational flooring. That's probably a bit older. This bedroom here looks like this was probably a closet at one point and they ripped it out to maybe make it into, put a desk there or something. So just need to throw up some shelving and add some doors back in and you're good to go. Okay, so looking out to the pool, that's lovely. Okay, and then the next bathroom, again, original cabinet work. You can see that where they've got those wood pieces there, but I've seen in some really expensive homes where they'll still have this look with that piece there, but instead of it being wood, it's like a metal. And I was really kind of surprised that they were going with that. So original, but you can tell everything looks pretty clean. Of course, an inspector would tell you whether or not it's functional. You don't want to have all these problems. So here's this. Oh, look, that's so funny. They probably pulled things out to make it look tidy, and then you can see it over there in the photo on the floor. That's okay. But man, look at all this great storage. And I saw another little coat closet or something in a photo I didn't point out. So that's nice. Now I'm not sure what's going on right here. Oh, you know what? I can see. All right, guys, this is a good thing for us to look at because people are going to think, what is that? So you can see here's a nicer piece of fence, older pieces of fence. So what is going on here? All right, this is my guess. I can't say for certain. Of course, this is all screened throughout. Here in Florida, we have stuff called, it's referred to as Florida glass, where it's screened, but it's kind of, there's like a film on it so people can't see straight through. So let's say this fence wasn't here. People would do Florida glass right here. So if they're in the pool messing around, people can't look over from next door and see straight in so well. So it looks like this is coming apart. That could be the case, or it's just really bad screen that needs to be repaired and there's holes in it. But I don't know. I think it's my first guess. I could be wrong. So there's that. Now this is nice. Look at all of that covered outdoor space. So you can have a table and chairs. You can have a cute little sofa or whatever you want. You have space out there for your grill. And yes, you can grill under these areas and under the screen. People ask me that all the time. But then you've got all this lovely outdoor space here. So you can have another chair out here, a chaise lounge, whatever you want. So you can get, sun. I think that's really nice. There's a little tight, but over here it says this is great. Oh, and there's a spa. This is a nice shot. So you can truly see the space. Oh yeah, see, I think this is that Florida glass because right here, see how this is kind of fuzzy compared to this? That's the difference. They should have replaced that. Nice side yard. If you have pets, that's nice. It looks like a good sized garage. See, there's not a lot of space here between the wall and where the garage door ends. Popcorn ceiling. There's probably some water damage at some point there. All right, here we go. So now it's a nice aerial shot. Yeah, I assume it's this house, yeah, because of the fence. You can see the fencing here. Although that doesn't look like the house. What do you guys think? Oh, that could have been that side yard. But remember, we saw like an uglier fence space too, and this all looks really nice. So I'm not sure. I would assume it's this house. Yeah, there we go again. This one's got solar panels on top. No, that's not the right pool. So I'm not really sure what they're taking a picture of here. Yeah, because of the pool shape. Let's look at that. Must be this house, but I don't know why they have this other house with solar panels on it. That's kind of random. Yeah, see, here it is with the different fences. That's interesting that they did that. So you got to be a sleuth, as many of you are. I know that because you guys tell me what you guys dig up on homes. But that's good. Yeah, so here's our, we got those chimneys. Yeah, here's a second chimney. Yeah, two fireplaces. All right, great. Nice wide driveway. It looks pretty long. At least you can comfortably get a car in without blocking the sidewalk. That's important. All right, there we are. There's our last photo on that one. I guess I'm taking longer than what I thought on this. So there we are. Kingston Boulevard Terrace in Gulf Gate East. All right, hopefully I can pick up the pace here. So house number 3 is 110 Treviso Court, I want to say. No doubt it's Italian, in North Venice, or really Nokomis. It's located in a community called Venetian Golf and River Club. It sold at the end of December for $600,000. The list price was $635,000. Now this house was built in 2003, so we're talking a lot newer, but it hit me when I was working on this video. It's like, oh, 2003, that sounds so new. That was 20 years ago. Time is going by fast. All right, it's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. It does have a den or an office. Under air, 1,800 square feet. Total air, 2,651. They were selling this home fully furnished. Now, whether it really was or not, could be a different story. That could be maybe the discrepancy in the list price. Maybe the owner's thinking, well, I'm selling it furnished, so I want more money. So, we don't know those details. Now, HOA dues are, let's see, $260 a month right here. But there are CDD fees in this neighborhood of almost $4,000. And then over here, when you see the taxes of $8,529, the $4,000 is going to be included in there. So technically, the previous owner, not the current, the previous owner's taxes were probably really around $4,500. You add the $4,000 for the CDD fees, and there's your total bill. So keep your eyes out for those guys. Of course, there is a golf course here as well, so that's going to contribute to these higher numbers. And then also, this home is maintenance free, meaning they at least mow your yard. Now, when you see maintenance free, it may just mean that you're getting your yard mowed and nothing else. I just did a video, I think the one that's going to be right before this video, about what maintenance free means. So take a look at that. I think that's a good one to check out if that's of interest to you. Now the lot size is a little bit smaller here, just over 7,000 square feet, or 0.16 of an acre. Let's see what else about this house. Hot water tank new in 2020, AC in 2021, so that's good. Now this roof is a shingle roof, and so even though it's 20 years old, we should be okay. Still want to have an inspection done to make sure there's no cracked tiles or leaks, because they can be there, especially with all the valleys things. This house their roof line seems a little bit more simple, not super complicated, but we can still have problems with those roofs, even though they're tile and people love them, but they can be kind of a high maintenance. All right, this is of course a gated community. Not of course, you don't necessarily know that. My apologies for saying that. Now here it is. So this is Venetian Golf and River Club. It's off of Laurel Road. So here we are, we're down a lot further south. Remember, we were all the way up here before, and now we're down here. But really, it's not that far of a drive, guys. There's 2 ways you can go. You can take I-75 and get off Laurel Road. Or remember we were talking about that Honore before? Well, Honore is should be right there. It's on this side. The I-75. Okay, Honore right here. Here we go. Oop. It runs parallel to 75 all the way up. So remember I said you can get to Venice or up to University. So boom, that's so nice. So you can hop on 75. You can take Honore. 41 is over here. So many different ways you can get around. There's the Venice Beach right here, up this way. Right here is the Nokomis Beach or the North Jetty. So you are really super close to beaches, guys. This is nice. So we come in, see all this green? That's golf course. All right, so that'll help you to get a vision for what that looks like. And then you can see this is typical of new construction, everybody, these long, skinny lots. So that's why I think part of the reason why I like the older homes too, is you get all these lots of like different kind of funky shapes. Here, everything's more cookie cutter, a lot more uniform. I guess that's a nice way to say it, not so negative sounding. But this is Venetian Golf and River Club. And one other thing, they do have a really nice website, VenetianPOA.com, VenetianPOA.com. Check that out for more details on this. So now let's look at the photos. Again, we said tile roof, right? Paver driveway, nice long driveway. I like that. Again, I always want to watch to see, okay, can you park a car without, in the driveway without blocking the sidewalk? And I think you can there. What a beautiful long view. That's gorgeous, right? Wouldn't want to live there. What a beautiful picture. Beautiful sky. Look at all that. All these homes. All the little lakes. Those are all man-made. Yes, there could be gators there. Oh yeah, here we go. They do have a community pool in this neighborhood. And of course they have a private pool here. Nice little front porch area. So welcoming. I love it. So we come in. Okay, the builder on this was WCI, which is the same as Lennar now. Lennar bought them out. So you come in, we see the tile on the diagonal. Nice little arches. Oh, so here's our little den or office space we talked about. So you could add doors if you wanted to. A door. Well, let's see. Looking at it like that now, somebody'd have to close it off. Or you could do a little barn door if you wanted. Here's our guest area. My guess is the front door is somewhere right there. You come in and then, yeah, you can see the railing looking out to the front. And then here's the bathroom. That's nice. Tile goes almost all the way up to the ceiling. It looks like in the bathroom. That's always a plus. Those are upgrades for sure. So again, here's the guest bedroom. We've got carpet in there. This looks like a shadow or something. I'm surprised. I think it went all the way to the ceiling, the tile. Corian countertops. Let's jump back there. We've got Corian in here. Pretty wood. Kitchen, living space, dining space. Now it's funny because everybody's version of an open floor plan is so different. Some people would say this is open, some people would not. Gas community. A lot, not all, a good number of our newer communities are gas. The old ones are not. Granite countertops. This is very like early 2000s in the style, the materials used. Got nice lighting up here. Like these are the things I always look at. What kind of lighting do we have? What can we do? So a little eat-in area here, laundry room. You go out to the garage. This will be a pantry closet. It's a little breakfast nook, and then you have the dining area. Now, some people will love this. Some people will go, what the heck? What am I supposed to do with that space? I can just eat right there. And other people like having just a drop area. So it's personal preference. You could also put some little cabinets there or something else if you didn't like that. Built-ins. Oh my gosh. Yeah, super early 2000s. This is the 90s. My parents kind of ripped theirs out and did something different with it. Their house was built in the late 90s. Fun floor to ceiling fan, kind of like that Tommy Bahama. All right, this is beautiful. Look at this. And these are pocket doors, meaning these sliders, you can't see the panels at all. If they're not pocket, then they just sort of layer on top of each other and they'll be at one, maybe in this section right here, but they disappear. They're just on the other side of the wall is all. Or they could be inside the wall. Look at this. See there, they're closed. Here they're open. Good pictures. Lovely. Owner's bedroom, Tommy Bahama style furniture, nice bay window looking out to the pool area. Carpet in here. But you can see the ceilings are higher everywhere else now. Double sink, same materials for the most part as in the other bathroom, except here we've got, I assume this is granite, not Corian. Got our powder or water closet over here. Oh, I love it. Linen closet. I'm sure this is the clothes closet. Pavers out here. Nice. And see, this is still a nice outdoor space. The tables and chairs here give you an idea of how much room you've got. So you've got a lot of room here to do some things. And then you've got some uncovered outdoor space there. I love it. Oh, here. Let's look. Here how they pocket behind. They're not in the wall. They're just hidden from the inside. Now, what's nice about a lot like this is even though it's not very big technically, it's going to feel like you've got more of a backyard space than what you really do, because at some point your lot ends and then the association takes over, going behind that. So it might not really be your space, but you could still use it. Like, let's say if you wanted to do cornhole or something outside, you've got room for that probably out back. What a beautiful setting. Nice tall cage. Looks like there's a water feature inside the spa. So this is a really pretty home. I mean, just that, oh gosh, it's so pretty. But see, you got that room there. Now you're definitely close to your neighbors, but nice back space there. Okay, here's our amenity center. You got tennis courts, probably pickleball too, I'm sure now. Community pools. You've got these facilities you could rent, use how you want. Fitness. Okay, well, here we go. Pretty. Okay, there we go. House number 3, Venetian Golf and River Club. All right, here we go. Last but not least, 149 Cohosh Road in Nokomis, or you could also say North Venice. Okay, so it's kind of the same. This is almost right down the street from the last neighborhood. This is in Wynwood. This was a Neil-built home in 2015, sold for $595. Listed at $600. There is no pool. So you can see it's like the same amount of money as the last house, but it's a bigger home. Doesn't have a pool, but a newer home. Square footage, 2,105. Under air, total over 2,800. It's a 3-3, 1-story. The dues here are $153 a month. There is no pool. There's no amenities, nothing here. There is an electric gate, which is nice. And then the lot here is little, 6,884 square feet, or 0.16 of an acre. And you can see, like, that's why I don't really say to people, oh, it's 0.16 of an acre. It's like we just talk about square footage, because sometimes it can be even smaller than that. So it's sort of awkward. Let's see. So like I said, built in 2015. No CDD fees here, which is amazing, right? So that's nice. And everything is original to 2015, except for some reason, the owner got a new air conditioner 2 years ago. I'm not sure why. Sometimes people are just picky about the kind of things they have, maybe the guy owns an air conditioning company or something like that, because otherwise I would think that the previous air conditioner would have been under warranty. All right, so let's look at the map. Okay, so before, Venetian Golf and River Club's over here where all the green is. Now we just come down Laurel Road, head west, turn on Pine Brook, and here we are in Wynwood. And as you can see, it's just kind of like one big circle. You come in, come around, very small, but it's a really cute neighborhood. And again, so what happens is Honore turns into Pine Brook when you cross over Laurel Road. And something else I want to point out too is right here is the new hospital, a branch of Sarasota Memorial. So if you're down this way, if you live farther south, guys, that's nice. This is a fully functional hospital, so there's no problems there. So it's a really great location because, again, you can hop on Honore, 75, 41. Lots of good things going on over here, close to the beaches. I really do think that this little area is a sweet spot. And I don't know, I think people underestimate it, but I think that's the place to go right now. Get more bang for your buck. And it's still a really good location. You're not far at all from Sarasota. I guess taking a while to load here. So here we go. Neil Homes. The last one was like Lennar. Great pine trees out front, or not pine trees. Oh my goodness, palm trees. As you can see here, there's no pavers. All of the homes were shingle when they were built. This was not. So, and usually most neighborhoods will have like a rule which way they go. Again, cute little front porch. I love those little front porches like that. So we come in, a little bit of a tray ceiling. So that was an upgrade. Kind of basic tile. That probably was included. See, with new construction, I can spot this stuff out. Like, okay, what was included? What did they pay for extra? Probably the bump up may have been extra right there on the cabinets. Not sure what level of cabinetry they got, but this wasn't like blown out. They didn't go crazy with the upgrades. But good lighting. Look at that. I love that. All that recessed lighting. That's perfect. There's a pantry right in there. This is a gas community as well. Okay, the dining area. Okay, here's a third bedroom, probably the den or the office. So they're calling it a bedroom. I think it's probably more of an office. Although I could be surprised. Let's see what we find here. I can look at the tax records too. So again, super vanilla, like the one house, everything's just kind of cream and white. This is great though, having the sink in there. That's definitely an upgrade, and just
nice having shelving there, but you could do some other cabinets as well. Another bedroom. Okay, so maybe this is a 3-bedroom with a den. Basic bathroom, fixtures and features, but nice and clean. I mean, that's what's nice about a newer home is everything's cleaned. And then as things kind of wear out, you can replace it with something a little snazzier if you want. So you can see this is a nice sized bedroom. And again, when you're looking at photos, I know that the photography is so good. It's hard to determine really the size of a property or the size of the room, but you can see. So this is let's say at least a queen size bed. Here's this wardrobe here. Here's 2 pieces of furniture side by side and another one over here. So that's pretty good size. Yeah, see there's a desk. This is a nice sized bedroom. Yeah, it's kind of like this little nook over here. You could have it as a reading area, make it super adorable. All right, double sinks here in the bathroom. That I believe is the water closet, and the shower is right there. You can see the towel bar. I know this floor plan. Actually, I think I sold it to somebody in another neighborhood nearby. All right, so here's the lanai. Now here's the one thing. Remember, I kept saying, oh my gosh, all these lanais are so big. This one isn't bad. You can see the furniture in here. It's not as big as some of the other ones. But look at, they extended it out. So no pool, but I like this. This is beautiful because you can do all these other things. Have the fire pit, have water-friendly furniture out here. It's okay if it gets wet. So even though this space right here is small, this makes up for it. I love it. Look at beautiful little view here. And Neil is great about maintaining, keeping a lot of preserved space. So this is like, this initially is owned by Neil. It's owned by the community, the association. So there will never be a house right there. These newer communities, there are no mailboxes in front of the home. There is a bank of mailboxes, which people are usually surprised about. Sometimes people want a mailbox right in front of their house. But you can see, look how close the homes are. There's probably 10 feet in between. But nicely landscaped. Look at this, really pretty. Look at all of that. So yeah, this is the neighborhood. Here's the front, it comes around. And then there's another street here. And there's the hospital. Now I'll confess, I've got friends that live in here and they don't really hear any noise too much from the hospital, I don't think. I haven't asked them recently if they hear ambulances or anything much, but really pretty. It's a cute little neighborhood. Okay, they're just giving us more aerial shots, so we're done with that one. So there we go, 149 Cohosh in Nokomis.
So there we have it, 4 homes that have recently sold around $600,000. And as you can see, that what you can get for $600,000 is going to vary greatly, and it really depends on the location. If you do have a Sarasota mailing address, if you are here in the heart of Sarasota, you're definitely paying a premium for that. So the condition might not be the same as a newer home down in Nokomis or Venice or even up in Parrish or some other location, but there's a lot of value to be here in the Sarasota area. And of course, the farther west you are, even the greater. So that's why some of these homes just aren't as pretty as the other ones, on the inside, but they definitely do hold their value, as you can see. Okay, guys, so I hope this was a good help to you. Let me know if you have any questions. And of course, as always, if you really do have good questions, there's things you need to pick my brain about. I get emails on occasion from people, hey Jill, just a quick question about such and such. I need some clarification on something. Everybody has different circumstances. Feel free to reach out, call, text, email. I'm happy to help you guys out as you're trying to navigate all of these waters. So yeah, give me a call. I appreciate you watching all the way to the end. Have a lovely day.